Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome back to another Elysium showcase. Now for those of you who missed out our first video covering what the game is about, as Elysium is this brand new collectible card game from Creative Assembly covering the Total War franchises, you might be a little confused about this video if you didn't check that one out, as I talk about a lot of the gameplay mechanic and overall what the game is about. But if you've seen that one, we're jumping right into a second AI battle here, playing as Cao Cao. The deck here is going to be very different from Lagatha's deck that we featured in our first video. Cao Cao plays more control, as it says. It says careful, considered, flexible, become strong in the late game. But I actually built him a little differently than the AI intended to. What I fell in love with this game in the beginning is the fact that you have two lanes to play with. So you can move units around, and there's actually a lot of cards with different effects when you move lanes. And I kind of want to feature that with Cao Cao, because if you notice here, Cao Cao's unique ability is if any ally moves forward in your turn, Cao Cao will restore 1 health. So Cao Cao is actually super tanky in the game, because he has ways to basically regenerate 1 health every single turn, and super hard to bring him down. Sometimes you can knock him down below 7 for that last gasp, and he becomes unbreakable for a turn, and then you just see him healing back, and you just can't kill him. And in the late game, he does turn it on with a lot of strong mechanic, and his signature card is Manipulate. It allows you to draw a card, and that's a very powerful mechanic. It does cost 3, but there is a way to reduce this cost, and all you have to do is target anything with a play card. So it can be a unit that targets another unit with a boost, an event that targets a single unit, or any card that basically targets a single unit. It cannot be something like target this entire line. So as long as you're targeting a single unit, doesn't matter if it's ally or enemy, you can reduce this cost and you'll be able to draw more cards, which is also quite nice. So let's jump into this and we'll talk about the deck and all the cards belonging to 3 Kingdoms, Ancient and Timeless period after this video. So let's see who we get. We got a mirror matchup last time with Lagatha. Hopefully we'll get someone more interesting. Maria Antoinette. Okay, very interesting opponent. So Maria plays very uniquely. I think she plays the most differently from all the other leaders, as she has 0 attack. And her ability here is that whenever a friendly unit dies, her signature card becomes 1 less cost. So first thing first, we got to pick out our 9 cards. So this is the degree of control you have. And what I like to do, this deck is the one I played with the most and I refined it the most. So I tend to pick the first 9 cards, low cost. I want to cycle through all of them, draw all of them if I can. And let's talk about Marie. Marie is a useless leader. She's a pretty face, and she has 0 attack and 20 health. Her units will be very annoying, but you should kind of resist killing them, because as you kill them, her signature card becomes less and less costing, and when she plays that, she turns into the French Revolutionary mob. Basically, if enough peasants die, the mob takes over, and the mob is a very strong general. So we'll get to see that. What we're going to do first is I'm going to move up to melee range so we can take down this range unit. You see how the damage is shaded off during my turn? Means if I do attack it, he can't attack back. And we're going to play just this good quality short sword 2/2, just an excellent value here, and we'll end our turn. We'll save our supply. And you see that heal symbol? Because we moved up, we get a heal, but you can't overheal, so we're stuck at 25. Alright, Marie's sending out some very annoying units. So this is the Tactician. All event cards will cost 1 less for them. So that's pretty powerful, and we want to get rid of it. But we also want to balance out where we don't want to kill too many of her things, or else she'll get into a French Revolutionary mob. Alright, we're going to try to feature this card as much as we can. We're going to use boost, so we have Z Infantry here with a Herald ability of giving friendly units +1 health. So we're going to make this slightly tankier. And we're actually going to use this supply catch now. You see how this cost reduced when we target it? And I want to play this right away. I want to get rid of this unit. So this is a demoralize, -2/-2 on enemy unit. So that card's gone. And we're just going to beat up Maria as much as we can so that when she turns into the mob, she has less health. Because the mob has 2 attack and spawns 2 peasants every turn. It's very annoying. And the peasants are 1/2 units, basically token units that you have to fight through. So we can see range attack in action here. Supply train, also a very annoying unit. And basically pings us for 1 damage. What this does is every turn when they draw a card, they also gain extra supply. Very powerful, because there's a lot of draw mechanic with the French Revolution cards. There's a card that basically lets you draw 2 cards and you basically get 2 supplies. Synchronizes very well. But we basically synchronize with target abilities. I pick cards that target so we can draw cards and cycle through our deck very quickly. So we're also going to go for... We're going to hide this in the back because I don't want this 3/1 card to get pinged by that card. And we're going to balance our attack a little bit. And we're just going to smack, smack, smack. And we're going to draw a card for free. Black Mountain Bandits. Whenever this damages a general, add a supply catch to your hand. Very powerful, but too bad we don't have enough supply to play it. Alright, here comes the peasants. So, ooh, enraged. So whenever this moves or plan's a different mechanic. We'll talk about this when we play Napoleon next. Featuring 3 decks this time. And let's take another look at our deck. So we're entering phase 2 with 4 supplies. We have a legendary card in 夏侯惇, which doubles its attack every time it survives damage. It's very, very strong. And I have a lot of maneuver cards, and we're going to talk about them. Open plane's very good. I'm going to grab both of these. And I'll take this one. Alright, so we got the messenger. Whenever it's played on your back line, you can pick a card from your reserve. So right now in the reserve, before the next daybreak, it's all 18 cards. Oh, in this case 17, because 夏侯惇is a legendary card. You can only have 1 copy of that card. So you basically pull from the 17 card total, 1 card will just be pulled into your hand. It's not the 9 cards you didn't pick. It's all cards from your original pick is in your reserve. But legendary only has 1 copy, and our copy's in here right now. Alright, so Marie's actually getting beaten up quite a bit. We're playing very well around her mechanic. And you see this move? So I like moving cards. This card moves your card, also gives it +1/+1. So we're going to use this on this card. Surprise attack. And use this to bring it down to 6. Let it draw a few cards. I'm basically stalling her signature card because it costs quite a bit. And since we're not killing units, she's not going to transform. And that's a little boring for us to win this way, as we can probably kill her next turn by not attacking. But we want to see the French Revolutionary mob come onto the field. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually kill off some units. And you see that little ping? It's basically the cost reducing. And we heal because 1 unit moved up. Alright, here comes the mob. They're going to transform her. No, they didn't. They spent the resupplies on him. Alright, they're just trying to put bodies in the front. And whenever that card moves, it activates the effect. Alright. So maybe we'll see the mob next turn. They put quite a big line of defense. But, as we said, I really like movement with this deck. So About Face is another favorite card of mine. It basically flips all general and units. So basically all our guys will go to the second line, all their guy goes second line, Marie goes to the front. But we can't attack her because if all our guys go to the second line, we can't actually damage her. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Cao Cao tank up the damage in the front. We'll kill off the annoying stuff, let her transform. And we're going to surprise her next turn with this card right here. So we're going to pull these guys to the back. I'm going to play this so I can draw a card from my reserve. Let's see which card. Well, got another one of them. Okay, that's totally fine. And I'm going to play this card here too. I'm going to give it a boost. And that's good. We're going to end her next turn. We already popped her Unbreakable, so she's going to basically die from here. And Cao Cao is right here protecting this back line of mine, because as long as he's standing, they can only attack through this line. Here comes Revolt. So it still costs 4 right now, even all the things we killed it. And she has transformed into the Revolutionary Mob. And here comes a lot of peasants. That's from another card she played, Uprising. Basically matches the number of units and structures we have. But she spawns up to 2. Well, the line filled up. It's only 6 slots. But up to 2. Alright, she moved herself in the front, which is very interesting because I wanted to use this to trick her if she hide in the back. She saw through that maybe. But it doesn't matter. We can work around it. So we're going to draw a card. Alright, Wu Chao Raid. This is what won Cao Cao Guandu, the raid on the supply depot of Yuan Shao. It was a very flexible card. You can either do 3 damage to an enemy unit, or if it's ally, give them +1/+1. That's not going to win us the game. So this card's annoying because on Daybreak it gets an extra copy. This is also annoying. Alright, let's see if we can pull a card, a miracle from our reserve. Not what I was looking for. But I guess that will do for now. I'm going to give this card a boost so we can trade into the leader. We've already seen the transformation. We don't need to let her live any longer. I'll beat her up enough so that she will retreat, and then we can do the flip trick. We'll still let Cao Cao tank. We're invincible as long as we haven't broken down below 6 yet. So even if they just pile on damage, I'll still be able to tank it for at least 1 turn. Alright, she's hiding. She thinks she's safe. She's hiding in the middle. Alright, Freshwaters, let them draw 2 cards. Another Freshwater. So if you see they had a supply wagon, they can get a bunch of supply back doing so. Now you might think these peasants aren't any good. Well, for the French Revolutionary cards, there's a lot of ways to boost peasants. And there's also a Guillotine legendary card that deals damage every Daybreak to the enemy general, depending on how many peasants are on the field. So you can do up to 11 damage or 10 damage to the enemy general every Daybreak just by keep spawning these things. Alright, so here's where we use some line trickery with About Face, flip the board, and destroy her. Alright, and About Face is very, very flexible because it allows you to actually play defensively sometimes. So that was rather short. I'm going to play another match with this deck because there's a lot more mechanics with this deck that I can talk about. So let's play another game real quick here. And hopefully we get a different opponent. Because Marie is, if you know how to play against her, it's not very hard. Ah, Lagatha again. So we know a little bit about Lagatha. She's very aggressive. She has a lot of units that trades into you. And she has a card that can ping 1 damage, which is actually very annoying. Alright, we're going second. So sometime, if you know you're going second, you might want to pick some 3-cost cards. But for this deck here, I pretty much refined it to just using the first 9 cards. Alright, she's ready to fight. And that's totally fine. We will respond. And we'll save the supply. It can come in handy. Alright. We could save this. We could do... Yeah, we could do this. Into a supply, target the enemy, -2/-2. Trade into that. Lagatha's very aggressive, but she doesn't bring down the cost of her hand, she can't do much. Alright, we have the Court Eunuch. Very interesting card. This is a mandate mechanic that's unique to the Three Kingdom cards, like Raid is to the Vikings. So anytime this card gets targeted by a friendly played card, it triggers the effect. So this allows us to draw a card, but the mandate effect is that it will attack our general. So we will do something like this, target it, and it will attack our general. But it's also heals, so it's not a big deal. And because we did the targeting, we can draw another card. As you can see, during that first Daybreak cycle, the 9 cards, we pretty much drew all of them. So by the time we get another 9 cards, we'll have used up our first 9 cards. So this is why I quite like this setup with Manipulate and all the different type of boost, and this Court Eunuch as well. And Black Mountain Bandits to give us more supplies. So let's just trade into her. And we'll try to keep her alive because I want to showcase some of the late game. We basically had smooth early games here for both this round and the Maria round. Alright. This is an AI bug, the way they target with the first strike. They're not doing the damage. There's still a lot of bugs. It's closed beta. Alright, so here, our second turn, we want to grab the high cost cards so we can showcase them. As you can see, the second we grab the legendary, it disappears from our reserve, while all these cards will remain in our reserve. So I want another open plane. That's the card I really want to feature. Oh, Saholdun. Can't say no to our good friend here. So we're gonna trade this off. We'll keep trading into her, it's fine. We don't have to kill her in the end. There's actually one creator who been having fun with this card and played a really long game and shared a clip with us in the Discord for this closed beta testing. And what they did is they kept doubling the attack until they got the integer overflow for the programming. And I think it was like 13 million or something. Huge number. And let's continue here. So this is one of the cards I want to feature, Horse Archers. So it's a timeless card. You can tell by the symbol. So this one is a Three Kingdoms card by the symbol in between the attack and the health. This one's a timeless card, and this one's a timeless card. There should be also ancient cards. Maybe I don't have any in the deck, but you can also tell their cards. Viking card, Viking card, Viking card. Is she only playing Viking cards? Interesting. Anyhow, but whenever this moves, it will deal its damage to one random enemy, and it's really fun, and kind of want to feature that. But first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get Saholdun a little buff, so get the doubling started a little bit earlier. There we go. And we'll just play this one for now. Alright, here's the shield mechanic that we didn't get to feature, and the maneuver. So this moved, and it gives nearby units +1 attack this turn. And here there's a shield, so we have to first break the shield. It will absorb whatever amount of damage we throw at it, so we might as well just throw 1 damage at it. And here we have open plane. This is a structure card. So structure cards cannot attack, but sometimes they have attack numbers so that when they get attacked, they can retaliate. But here for open planes, it doesn't have attack. It just has 3 health. And the effect is for any unit that's deployed, it will automatically move. So, this unit, let's say I play on the front line. Because I have open planes, it will automatically move, and it will trigger the move effect. So, by that logic, we don't have any more. Sadly, we don't have any more supplies, or else I want to use this to force it to move and also increase its attack. I'm gonna sack this card just because I want to keep Saholdun healthy, and I don't care about our general's health. Let's double again. There we go. So I'm gonna drag this one out a little bit longer than necessary. You see how it's also triggering the enemy placement, and the AI is still struggling with how to deal with this. I don't know why he's trying to help us double. I mean, we're losing health, but still. Alright, so this is not a really target card, but it does 1 damage to everything in a line, and also it will let me draw a card. I'm going to do that actually, right here. Trigger the Unbreakable. Alright, so I'm going to use this to kill the unit actually. 3 damage. I'm gonna move the cavalry instead of attacking with it, and it will ping this one dead. And we can't attack because she's not available, but we can draw a card, use up our supply. There we go. And we're still healing because something moved up. And let's pick our big expensive cards. I want to keep showcasing open plane. You can play multiple one and they'll bounce back and forth between the 2 lanes, triggering the effect over and over again. I want these. I want the boost. I want to boost health because I need to keep Xiaohoudun alive. And actually this one's played more flexible for that. Now we clearly have won this game, but winning is not the purpose. See, the AI is struggling with the idea of protecting the front line, but they're not taking consideration of the open plane. It's still a work in progress. So the open plane also fits very well with Messenger. So previously, you know, we play on the back line and it will give you a card, but here, if we play on the back line, it will kick it to the front line, so it'll actually be useful next turn. The fire ships are attacking, no big deal. Let's see what else we can do to have some little bit of fun. We can double him again. I'm gonna play this card right here to reduce this by -2/-2. Use Cao Cao to kill this. And we're just gonna use chance here. Let's see who we... Ah, she got unlucky. What can we do? Alright, I want to keep Xiaohoudun alive, so I'm gonna use this. You can obviously use that card on this to make it go back with 3 attack and ping again, but we might kill her, which I'm trying to avoid here. Alright, there we go. Alright, so this is like a defensive maneuver here. Oh, this card is also very nice. Whenever it moves, it gives you supply according to its attack. Right, so in this case, if I play it here, I will gain 2 supply back right away. And every turn I can move it, and I can boost its attack to give me more and more supplies every single turn. Very useful. Basically, late game Cao Cao is very powerful because you have all these great cards you can use. And I don't want to kill her. I don't want to get hit by her. So we're just gonna actually do about face, flip everyone. So now they can't hit me, and I can use this card to actually ping off some units here. I don't want Xiaohoudun to be at 1 health. He can't hit me. He has to spend his move to go up. We'll just draw another card. Ooh, Gathering Warband. Every time this moves and switch lanes, +3/+3. Ooh, it's gonna double our attack again. Go for it. 66. Alright, another horse archer. We might accidentally kill her this way. So I'm gonna play the warband, as you can see, every time it maneuvers. And I don't want to get her killed. What can I do? I can... she's very likely to die. Let me play this. If she survives the ping... Okay, she survived the ping. Good. And then I'm going to draw a card. Protector of Heaven. At the end of every turn, add a Mandate of Heaven card to hand. And Mandate of Heaven card is a 0-cost card that boosts friendly units +1/+1. So a huge body. that gives you boost cards that can lower your manipulates cost, and also trigger different effects, make the effects better. So pretty amazing here. We're just gonna let Cao Cao tank up this 8 damage. It's fine, we won't die. Yes, keep doubling for us. They want us to see the show. They played a legendary card. Draw 5 card. Ooh, this is a very sneaky card. We're going to take a lot of damage here. So Saboteur at Daybreaks will deal damage equal to the number of cards in the opponent's hand. So in this case, we have 2 cards, or 3 cards, because this refreshes. So we actually take 3 damage here. We didn't hit our breakpoint, so that's good for the last gasp. What do I want to do? I want to just boost my card. I don't actually care about winning here. Let's keep boosting them. Use the messenger to maybe draw out a useful card. I'm shying away from picking more horse archers because there's a chance of getting them killed. Okay, wonderful. So, Protector of Heaven, we'll throw him out to die in the front. No, actually no, he can stay safe in the back. So we want to put him in the front so he bounced to the back because we have open field. Alright, this can be our tank in the front. 12 damage. Just grows and grows and grows. And if we need more supplies, we can always move that one, but we don't need any more supplies. Actually, we'll let him die because I can boost Xiahou Dun's health in case they ping him with like a stray arrow, and that would actually kill him. So I want to keep growing. I'm going to keep him at 7. They'll probably pop him. We can draw 2 more cards. That's not too bad. She can't be this unlucky. There we go. And do I want to hide? Yeah, I want to hide. Keep our general safe. And we get a Mandate of Heaven to play around with. They are very strong removal cards in the game that kills the whole board sometimes, so don't despair when you see this type of health, on the board. But sometimes those cards kill all the things on the board, including your own, so it's not so broken. It costs about, 10 or 9. Alright, we'll trade into the shield. Gonna destroy that one. Oh, she got unlucky. Well, I think, we had enough fun. We'll basically let luck decide her fate. Let's do this. We'll do the boost. Oh, it's 2 costs. It's not 0 cost, by the way. Draw a card. Not what I was looking for, but okay. I'm gonna move and see what happens. If it pings her, it pings her. Okay, she lives for another turn. Xiahou Dun's probably dead though. She also has the ping card. Kill us, 266. It was a good showing. Alright, I'm gonna just boost this. Move it. Really? There we go. Alright, that was a nice little fun showing, and what we're going to do is we're going to showcase a little bit of the 3 Kingdom cards, and then we're going to end this video and move on with another one featuring Napoleon. So if we go into collection here, and what we have here, if we look at the card types, we have not supply. Let's go to 3 Kingdoms. So we have Crossbowmen, cost 0, short range, Court Eunuch, Ji Infantry, Black Mountain Bandits, Jian Sword Guard, Saber Infantry, Drowned in Flame. I think this is Chibi, and then Wu Chao Raid is Guandu. Yellow Turban Rebels. A very powerful early game card actually. So what it does is when you play it, depending on how many other cards you have played this turn, it will deploy a short sword for each card you played. So if you use this late game and you have a huge combo with a lot of supply cards that cost 0, you can fill up a board with short swords. And then you have different mandate abilities. So mandate is kind of the thing for Three Kingdom cards. Basically you want to boost them with abilities or targets, and the heavy crossbowmen will gain stun. Stun basically damages and then makes them not able to do anything next turn. There's cards I don't have, tons of cards I don't have actually. You have Sun Attendant, Pearl Dragons that have a mandate ability that give all your other units +1 action, so they can attack twice or move and attack. Very, very strong. Twin Tian Farm. If you spend all your supplies, you get a short sword, kind of ode to the farming and unit usage. Saber Cavalry, Jade Dragons, Defender of Earth. Usurp the Throne is also very good. Automatically destroys a unit, so it's a very strong removal card. Also gives you a Mandate of Heaven at the end. Sea Down Cavalry. Basically, whenever you play another card, gain +1/+1, stun this turn. So a very nice boosting cavalry unit. Oh, another thing we didn't talk about playing cavalry is that if the cavalry is on the front line, enemy range units from the back line cannot damage them. So they're immune to range damage unless the range unit is also on the front line. So that's basically like melee damage. Lu Bu is another legendary card. It betrays you when you become Last Gasp. So if your general triggers Last Gasp, he will switch side, but he has +2 actions. So he has 3 actions every turn. He's a 5/12. I didn't craft him. I ended up crafting Xiahou instead because I thought Xiahou was a little bit more fun and cheaper. 4 cost. You know, you're not really going to use Lu Bu in a lot of your games. Tiger and Leopard Cavalry. And then for the Ancient Era, if we look at the cards that we have, you just have more generic ones. You know, Armed Recruiters, Demoralize is an Ancient Era card. A lot of event cards. Write Down, Stun the enemy. If they're stunned already, destroy them. Surround. Basically counts how many units and structures you have and deal that damage to a certain enemy. Sword Brothers. This is the card we were using. Bactrian Trader. Gladiator Arena. Wandering Philosopher. You can use this whenever it moves to draw a card. I used to play this, but it's a little bit too passive. So I took it out of the deck. And there's also other maneuver cards that I used to play. Veteran Trainer, every time it moves, the whole line gets boosted, which actually synergizes quite well with the deck, but I just can't find a space for it. Basically, if I had to put him in, I'd probably take Xiahou out. And so forth. Also have this legendary. That's my actually one free legendary from just the reward for playing. The Silk Road. At the start of your turn, draw an additional card. Whenever you play a card, gain a supply. So extra draw at every turn, and whenever you play a card, you gain a supply back. So everything's 1 cheaper, basically. Pretty interesting. And then you have timeless cards as well. And these we kind of looked at for all the different time periods and different generals we can play. So that kind of wraps up our Cao Cao showcase here with the 2 games, and it's pretty fun. And we're going to come back and we're going to showcase Napoleon, which is my least confident deck, and hopefully we'll actually level up at that point. We're 100 away, or actually we're 50 away from the next tier, and we'll get 1,000 gold. And if you guys just want a general idea of what it looks like right now, it's closed beta, so everything's going to change, going to improve. Right now, as you gain experience, you gain some packs early on, you gain some free generals to play with, you gain premium currency, and as you keep leveling, you get 1 free legendary box. So this is where my first legendary came from, basically a big card pack. And then, you don't get much card pack going forward. And we're right here. We're going to get 1,000 gold, and we're going to have enough to buy a pack. And I'll show you guys what it looks like to buy a pack. And then if I get this, I can buy another general. So right now, I only have Sun Ren, Cao Cao, Lagatha, and Napoleon. I really want to buy Marie. So I'm probably going to buy her once I reach this tier. And I know you guys are missing out, can't play the closed beta, but don't worry. They're going to reset our entire accounts when the game goes into open beta and goes to the real game. So we'll start from the same point once that happens. And you basically don't get anything good until super high level, which is ridiculous. I think level 100 you get another legendary box, and then that's pretty much it. And you basically have to craft them. and we'll talk about that when we get a pack next video. So see you guys then. Bye!